Greetings and welcome to this episode of the Loveseat Therapist. I am so glad that you are here. Thanks so much for coming by and checking out the video, checking out this channel. This is just me sharing my thoughts, my experiences with the collective in the hope that it helps give somebody else some clarification and guidance and maybe just support and encouragement. I'm not a licensed therapist or anything like that, just a random person on the internet that's gone through some stuff and feels that energy can be shared with others for the benefit and the highest and greatest good of all. So that is the intent and purpose of these videos, and I want you to take that information as it resonates and applies to you. So today we are looking into the idea of becoming comfortably uncomfortable. Now, as a general rule, we don't like being uncomfortable, right? We like our little status quo. But comfort isn't always a good thing. Just because something is comfortable doesn't mean that it's good for you. Comfort usually means no change. But change is a part of being alive. And the only things that don't change are not alive. Now, a cage can be very comfortable. The bars are familiar, they're known, they help protect against things coming at you, and they also keep you from coming at other things. There is a safety in a cage, but it's a cage. It's not going to get you any new environment, any new experience, any new skills, any new talents. It's not going to get you any new anything. An old couch may be comfortable, but if the cushions are all compressed and the springs are broken and it stinks from spilled food and drinks, it's not the best couch for you, is it? Really? So we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that requires us to start stepping out of that comfort zone. There's a lot of work involved. Making arrangements for the removal of old, stale, dead energy, things, activities, thoughts, beliefs, right? We have to go through all of that. That's how we make room for new material, new inspiration, new projects, new ideas. They have to have room to come in. Nature abhors a vacuum. And in order for us to bring in the items that are going to move us, propel us towards our dreams, we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. We have to make room for the new stuff that matches our future dreams and visions, not what was in the past. The comfort zone is past. Getting outside the comfort zone is where you're going to move forward into your future. Finding your life's purpose is the key to this, and we've talked a lot on this channel about finding your life's purpose. You have to stop trying to fit your passion or passions into a business model that's going to make some money. That is a fallacy that has been pounded into us forever. And I want to make a very strong point about this. You can tell my throat chakra, very engaged with this. Stop trying to make your passions fit into a business model that's going to make you money. Sometimes our passions don't fit that. Many can find a way to monetize what they love, but it simply won't work for all types of passion. If your passion is health and fitness, for example, there's a lot of different ways to fit that kind of thing into a money-making machine, and it's easy. But what if your passion is feeding stray cats, or painting, or solving complex mathematical problems? Unless you're in the top tiers of the elites in each of these kinds of fields or professions, you're not going to get any money from them. And trying to make your work, your job, your employment, the way that you get money, the way that you pay your bills, the way that you provide a safe place for you to live and for your family, for you provide food, trying to fit that part of your life where you're working to make money and trying to fit a passion into that, sometimes it just doesn't fit. It's like trying to put a square peg in a round hole. It's just not going to happen. Stretching into that stretching zone. We want to talk about these different zones. Comfort zone, we know, that's the cage. Moving outside of that open door, taking those steps outside of the box, you're getting into the stretching zone where you're not as completely comfortable. The air feels a little bit different. The bars are gone. The couch is no longer underneath you, right? You've got to start making new steps in a new direction for a new path. And it's not comfortable. We're not comfortable with that. But if you don't stretch, you're going to, you'll just cave in on yourself. Nature abhors a vacuum is true. Nature always collapses into entropy, into chaos. If we aren't actively engaged in growing something, it's going to start falling apart just by default. That's how atoms work. They're either vibrating in unison in a direction, or they're falling apart. And you know about your life falling apart. You know how that goes, right? Now, you're going to recognize a lot of this idea of making your dream and your potential into your reality. And I love this picture of, again, it's a cycle. We start with your dream. That's your vision. That's what you can see, where you see yourself, where you want to be, in your body that you want to have, in your work that you want to perform, in the family that you want around you, in the environment that you want around you. That's your dream. That's in your mind. Your potential is what's in your heart. It's what you know in your gut to be real, to be true to you, to fit with your highest goals and aspirations for the highest and greatest good of you and everybody else. It's not hard. It's not complicated. Find the things that you actually like to do. What do you do when you're not working and you're not sleeping and you're not cooking or eating or whatever else it is that you need to do just to survive? Do you like to write poetry? There's not going to be a lot of money in that, at least not to begin with, right? But don't stop writing poetry and take it to the next level. Start posting your poetry online, on Facebook or Twitter, or, start reading it aloud on YouTube. Get that feedback from other people. Get some ideas and inspiration from other people. Start sharing that energy with others, and you start getting that energy back. And it's going to start growing and multiplying your vision and becoming your reality. As you start doing these things, go to poetry reading events. They have them in bars still. It's fun. If there's nothing like that happening in your area, maybe you're the person that's supposed to start it. Post a Craigslist ad. They're free, in the community pages. Just post something, wanting to start a weekly poetry reading at, any location, and see what happens with it. There's so many ways that you can expand your passions, and that don't require you trying to make money out of them, but to simply enjoy them and make sure you're doing it on at least a monthly basis. I do it every week. I have actually specific time that I've planned on the weekends that is designed specifically for me to be painting or writing or doing music, something that is firing up my passion and gives me a reason to be doing the work that I do, which is not my passion. This is not my work. I don't make any money from these videos. I'm a transcriptionist. I transcribe audio that people send me, and they pay me to do that. I am good at what I do. I get a personal satisfaction from doing a job well. And you need to do that as well with your employment. But stop expecting your job to fulfill your passion. It may very well be. You may be one of the lucky people that has the opportunity and the option to make money doing what you love. But most of us are flipping burgers at McDonald's, or, pounding the keyboards in an office, or doing something else, picking up trash. It's not something fun. It's not something we enjoy. But we have to do that kind of stuff for ourselves anyways. Who likes scrubbing toilets or changing diapers or washing dishes and doing laundry? Who really gets a kick out of that stuff? I think there are some people that do, and that's amazing, but I'm not one of them, and I'm guessing maybe you aren't as well. So stop expecting that those tasks, your work, the errands you have to run, don't expect them to provide you that passion. Try to enjoy them. Try to, if nothing else, do them well. Do your best, always. Always do your best. That's how you make your dream and your potential become your reality. And I'll tell you what, fortune favors the foolish. We've heard this before, and it is very, very true. If you are your authentic self, if you stop pretending to be the person that enjoys cleaning toilets or pounding keyboards or flipping burgers. Stop trying to pretend to be something that you're not. Pretend to be the person that's the artist who happens to be flipping burgers. Always doing your best, but understanding that doesn't define you. What defines you is your love, your passion, your dreams, your goals, your visions, and giving yourself the opportunity to do that on an all the time basis. When you're in the middle of your work, be the artist flipping burgers. When you are the person changing diapers in a daycare, be the person helping with that who also writes poetry. And maybe recite poetry at your work. There are ways to bring your passions into a job or into a task without trying to make them be the same thing. But fortune favors the foolish. Take your dream and break it down into micro components. And there's a video that I did about consistency. This is where this keys in specifically, and I'll go ahead and tag that in at the end of the video here for you guys. But take your dream and break it down into micro components that you can follow one step at a time. These are steps that you know that you can do. They're simple steps. Like for me, when I'm writing my novels, I set it up. I have a list on a piece of paper that I actually write down these steps. The first step is I turn on my computer. That seems like a no-brainer. You have to turn on your computer if you're going to type on the computer. But giving myself that opportunity to say, I've completed a step, I've started the process. I turn on the computer, I click on the file that is my document that I'm working on, I get my tea. I have this all listed out on a piece of paper, and I follow these things on the list. And the funny thing is once you start that process, because you've already written it out, because you've already planned it out, your brain has already basically practiced it and knows what to do. So you can get started on it right away, and it just automatically follows those steps. But you take those micro components and you just do each step, and you do it on a daily basis. And you don't take time off for weekends or holidays. So if you're going to be a painter and that's your passion, then realistically, you want to do something involving that on a daily basis. And it may be something, nothing more than simply clicking on a YouTube video and looking at how somebody else has mixed colors on a palette, right? So find those things that are going to give you those opportunities and take them on a regular basis, and don't stop. Consistency is what's going to bring you your dream, your vision, how to pull it into reality. You know that you can do each step And you know if you do each step, you will achieve your dream. Abundance is the new sustainability, okay? To be sustainable, you must be following your dreams. You can't just be chugging along, doing your best to accept things as they are. That's living in that cage. That's sitting on that couch, that stinky old smelly couch. Get up, get out of the box, get out of the cage, start living your abundant life by following your passion. Don't try to make it fit into work. You can keep them totally separate, but do something every day that brings you closer and closer to the fulfillment of your passions, your goals, and your dreams. So that's the episode that we've got for you guys for today. I hope that was helpful. Please let me know in the comments if this resonated with you, if you had any thoughts or ideas on any of the things that we talked about today. All right? I love you more than you can know. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. And ciao for now.